SIFTER.com.au.
Hi, I'm Jahne.
And I'm Fiona Bartholomaeus.
Welcome to Walkthrough, SIFTER's weekly recap on the biggest news in video games.
This week, GTA 6 gets a November release date and is digital only. The Steam Machine is here next week and costs a bomb. And MTG Arena developers overwhelmingly vote to unionise. Here's the news for Sunday, 28th of June, plus all the upcoming games launching this week. Let's go!
Join the SIFTER community on Discord at sifter.com.au/Discord.
After years of speculation, GTA 6 has a release date. Rockstar's Behemoth arrives on the 19th of November, with pre-orders available right now. We've heard for weeks that studios are moving their launch dates to avoid this game, as we know it's going to be huge when it eventually launches on PlayStation 5, on Xbox Series X and S.
One thing that's causing a little bit of annoyance is that the $130 Australian dollar or $79.99 US dollar physical edition of the game is just a code in a box. And the same thing goes for the $160 Australian dollar Ultimate Edition. These will be empty cases with no discs. Even if you buy the digital-only versions without the physical cases, they're still super expensive. Yikes. Rockstar has made it that you can buy the game on the 12th and pre-install it, but you still won't be able to jump in and actually play until the 19th, which we're pretty sure is Rockstar's method to avoid leaks.
I'm a big physical media person, so this is a huge no from me. I get that they're cautious about further leaks and data breaches, of which there have already been quite a few, but this just adds to that ongoing conversation around the preservation of games. Will you be jumping behind the wheel on November 19th? Let us know on our socials at SIFTERHQ.
Speaking of blockbuster announcements, Valve's console-like Steam Machine also got a release date and a price. They've been warning us, but yeah, it's expensive. There are two models, a 512GB version and a 2TB, with the 512 setting you back $1,609 Australian dollars or $1,049 US dollars. And that's without a Steam controller. You can put that price up to $1,728 Australian or $1,128 US if you want the Screamy Lad to join the bundle. If you're after the 2TB version, prepare your wallet, because that is $2,109 Australian dollars or $1,349 US without the controller. And again, with the controller, it's $2,228 Australian or $1,428 US. Youch.
Still crazy to me that they can even sell a console without a controller, but here we are. Those prices are pretty much in line with what has been happening with consoles everywhere. Xbox has just put up their prices. Apple has increased their prices. These AI goons have ruined pretty much everything for everyone. That being said, it's a tidy little package that will be hard to beat. And with the way it's been designed, you should be able to get bigger storage and add more RAM down the track if you're game to undo a few screws, which is nifty.
Valve have run a reservation program for the Steam Machine to avoid scalpers this time around, and that looks like it's already been exhausted for the first batch, so fair to say the price hasn't dulled the excitement. In card game news, the team behind Magic the Gathering's digital platform MTG Arena have voted in favour of forming a union with the Communication Workers of America. 83% voted yes to unionise, with one of the main points opposing a return-to-work policy, which had meant some workers, many that were originally hired as remote employees, had to move cross-country to be close to the Wizards of the Coast Washington office.
The workers also want stronger protections around being sacked and an AI policy as workers receive more pressures to adopt those tools. It appears that Wizards declined the request to recognise the union, which resulted in the vote. But now that the vote has happened with an overwhelming success, the next step for the MTG Arena Union is to establish a ratified contract with Wizards of the Coast. That's it for the headlines. Here are the games coming out this week.
Blood Gauntlet is a fast-paced platformer where you're constantly bleeding out, and the only way to survive is to keep on moving. Slash your way through enemies and race through the 3 levels to reach the final boss. It's got a cool retro pixel art style too, and you can play it on PC on the 29th.
Squeeze through pipes, push boxes, and solve puzzles as a cat in Cat Squeeze. This cute little puzzle game has you guiding Coco through the cat god trial, where endless stride fish waits at the end. It's a super cute hand-drawn game, and you can pick it up on PC on the 1st of July.
Rhythm Heaven Groove is the next installment in the series, and it looks like so much fun. There's over 80 games, such as launching frogs off of lily pads and jumping through hoops, but you have to do it in time with the music. You can also fight monsters, cast spells, and use your rhythms. Test out your timing skills when this arrives on Nintendo Switch on 2nd of July. I also checked this one out at a preview. Check that out on our website, sifter.com.au.
Articles to read,
Videos to watch.
and podcasts to listen to.
SIFTER.com.au.
This has been Walkthrough by Sifter. My name is Kat Jahne.
And I'm Fiona Bartholomaeus. Thank you so much for listening.
Now that you've reached the end of Walkthrough, why not check out our games review show, Drop Rate? Hosted by Pauletto, it features great games journalists sharing their thoughts on the newest games, like Tomodachi Life Living the Dream and Marathon. Search for Sifter Drop Rate in your podcast player now. Look for the green icon. That's Sifter and Drop Rate.
SIFTER is produced by Pauletto, myself, Chris Button, Adam Christou, and Naomi Jackson, who edited this episode. Mitch Lowe is senior producer, Kat Jahne is my co-host, senior and social producer, and Gianni is SIFTER's executive producer and script editor.
Thanks to Brian Fairbanks from Salty Dog Sounds for composing the Walkthrough theme tune, and Audio Technica Australia and Apple for their support of Sifter's podcasts.
We'll be back with more news next Sunday. See you then.